So tonight, words of wisdom. So if wisdom is our mother, and mothers give instruction and raise children, it's 101, the basics of instruction. When you think about it, two children fighting, and one being a bully and destroying his brother by words and other ways. You see, the willow tree grows by the water. It's a water hog, streams and rivers. So if the willow, being a mother, drinks up the water from her husband, and her husband is what gives her words of instruction, that is her responsibility to be the mother while the father is away. You see, right now, we have the father fixing to show up, and many people are acting and being like children and forgetting who they are. They look like grown adults, but really, they're just children. And children like to play games. And some of the games are videos. And those games, even though they may appear that they're not bad, really they are. Because it tricks your brother, especially when you cheat. You see, mother does not teach children how to cheat. And when children find out that they are cheating and then they're lying, if they do not listen to the instructions of their mother, she goes to the father. You see, children know they can kind of bully mom a little bit and push those limits until Mother Bear comes out and sets her foot down. Because the child knows when that happens and mom goes to the father, oh, that's a fearful thing. You see, mothers have eyes in the back of their head. They have vision as eagles. Mother knows everything that's going on. And the kids can never figure out, how'd she know that? You see, one brother was warned to be the keeper of his brother. And on paper, well, it looks all great. But when the father gets here, you're going to tattle on yourself, I promise, because I did. Now, if you think about it, time is relative. And we only keep time by a clock. If we didn't have a watch, it would be a lot harder to keep time unless you see where the sun is at. Well, of course, you can see where it is this evening. We know it's, fixing to be time to get some rest. Well, mothers knowing and seeing things and trying to give instructions to her children. You see, initially we'll say something and it needs to be corrected. But when you don't listen to mother, then comes the rod of correction. And mothers are swifter than a leopard. You see, they're kids, and mother is quick on the draw. You ever had something to happen to your kids and you can lickety-split be right there in a second and it's a miracle and you wonder how that happened? They're quick as leopards. And you see the fourth face of a mother is her husband. Or her brother, because they say once you're married for a long time, you start looking like each other. Well, Father's fixing to be here. And, I'm going to warn you, your hand's caught in a cookie jar because of falsified balances that you have placed on your brother. You have time to make it right. And let me tell you, you do not want Mama Bear coming out, because Mama Bear is swifter than a leopard, sees everything around, and sure does look a lot like Dad. You see, when Father shows up, you will tell the truth. You can't hide it, and you can't make any excuses. I explained to you about my father and how he did me. You see, all is already known, and Mother is giving instructions 101. And to allow this lawlessness to go on and to teach your brothers and sisters to do the same is forbidden. You know very well what your father meant. Your father meant if you love one another and stop devouring one another with your words and your games, what you're doing now, that's lawless. But it's not to be lawless under love, like your dad taught you. Your father taught you better than that. So it's time to shut the games off. It's no more a circus. Your dad is coming. Your father he's fixing to unveil himself. And when he does, you will answer to him. If you do not obey your mother's commands of instruction. You see, the willow weeps because she sees her children destroying each other and not getting along like they're supposed to and loving each other as siblings. And everything needs to be set in order and in place before the Father comes. Because I'm going to tell you, if you don't, I will call for your dad, your father, and he will show up. He knows Mother's voice.